Oh, what's good, everybody, and welcome back to your coolest corner on the 101 TKO Radio Network's neighborhood, baby. This is the littest space to be every single Monday on 101 TKO Radio, and I'm so excited to have you guys here. Now, you guys, this is a big celebration. I'm so excited. I am turning dirty 30. And I'm like, there's so many things to talk about. So I'm like, why not dive in here and do it right here on 101 TKO Radio? It's the best place to do it, right? Yes. I want to say I appreciate you guys for tuning in with your girl on 101 TKO Radio, which is also on Spotify and iHeartRadio. You guys are the bomb, and I love you guys so, so much. So, and now, with that being said, let's get into this Dirty 30 happy birthday drink. And a cheers to you guys. Cheers! Now, usually I have a drink idea in mind on how I want to do a drink or what's the name of this drink. The name of this drink is going to be Dirty 30. Because it's a dirty drink. It's a dirty, dirty drink, okay? It's a dirty drink. So we're going to definitely call this Dirty 30. And cheers to you guys. And again, welcome to the coolest corner on 101 TKO Radio, Junnie BMJ. Yes. And since we are celebrating my Dirty 30, I want to have a discussion with you guys on Junnie BMJ. I want to talk to you guys about a few things that I feel like I should have been told in my 30s before I was going to my 30s. And some things that I feel like is necessary. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And let's get in to the question of the day. And like I said before, I thank you guys so much for tuning in with me on 101 TKO Radio. And baby, we everywhere. We everywhere. If you don't know, you about to find out, okay? You're about to find out. All right, so let's get into the question of the day. While I drink my Dirty 30. Do you feel like your 30s are the beginning of real adulthood or just society way of putting pressure on us to have it all together? And that's a good question because, listen, I was literally talking to my good sis, Abby. Y'all probably hear me say her name all the time. She's literally my sister from another mister. But I do feel like with that question, I feel as if sometimes we get so much pressure when we turn 30. And it's like you can't even tell someone you're turning 30 because you're like, you just turned 30. It's okay. You should do this. You should do that. You should have a kid by now. It's so much pressure. And I feel like it shouldn't be that much pressure. And it should be live your 20s out. Enjoy your 20s. Because having a kid or having a job that you don't like forever for a 401k, it's just not the move. And it's never been the move. But unfortunately, people feel like they have to be sunk in to a job or something that they do not love because of them turning 30. And excuse my voice, you guys, it is raspy today. I don't know. I think it's just like shot. I think she's shot, but I do feel like it's a lot of pressure. And on my story time, since we're going to just jump right into it, I feel as if too often our families put that extra mile on us for us to be knowing what we need to know by 30. And sometimes you don't know anything by 30. You're just figuring it out by 30. And they make you feel as if you should have it all figured out. Mind you, once you get out of high school, you're telling me I need to know what I need to know by college. I'm like 17. A lot of people are 17 and 18, and they don't even know what they want to do tomorrow. But by the time I hit college, I should know everything. And it's like, no. And those milestones, when you hit 17, you go to college or figure out life, whatever you do, in your 20s, you should embrace it. You should have fun. You should do things that you may regret. You're not going to figure it out and know everything in this moment. But the pressure of having to know everything by 25, and it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. Granted, we always say our grandparents did it, and they barely did it. They barely did it. It wasn't an option to do something else. But we have that option. And the pressure of you need to have everything together by 30, it's not the case. And I feel like, it's not even what I feel like. My favorite saying is, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. If you want to make him giggle, I'm sure God be in heaven or wherever. And he's just like, look at this girl. She gonna tell me her plans. Whole time it's gonna be something totally different. You may want to do whatever. In your life, it's gonna be something totally different. So it's like, it's so much pressure to know what you need to know, but you don't know anything. And living with a plan, like I'm gonna have this, this, and this by this time, it's just not gonna work. It's not. Life doesn't work that way. And I hate it and it sucks. But I feel like someone needs to say it. Someone needs to say, hey, this is not it. When you're 30 or in your 20s, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't. You don't have to put too much pressure on figuring it out. When you go to college, you want to get me, I was like, I'm going to get my general studies. Because I don't know what I'm going to do. But they don't tell you that. You're going to take 2 years to do your general studies anyways. So you might as well figure it out then. But don't rush to do it. Don't rush to be somewhere in your 30s. Because it's not that pressure. And it's not that deep because we think it's that deep. And we make it that deep, but it's not. Our families make it that deep, but it's not. Social media makes it that deep, but it's not. Things may happen in your 50s, in your 40s. It doesn't mean you're late or delayed. It just means you took time. And I cheers to myself because I finally made it to 30 with no kids. I have no kids, okay? And granted, everybody, wants to know why, or you're like, do you not want kids? And it's just like, even as a little kid, I used to always just be like, I'm not having kids until I'm ready. And then once I got a little bit older, it was like, I'm not going to have any kids until I figure it out. And I'm realizing a lot of the things that I'm figuring out is not happening until like now. And I still have so much to learn. And I have so much to give, but not right now for a kid. I have a lot to give to myself in the most selfish, unselfish way, if that makes sense. I'm okay with being in my own zone, in my own aura, and not having any kids right now. And we have to normalize that. And we should normalize. You may not have everything together by the time you have a kid. Nobody has everything together, right? But taking your time is okay. It's okay. And that's one of the things that I got all the time. And learning self-love and self-awareness is something more. I needed that more. Like, I needed to mentally check in and check out. I needed to know when, okay, today is not a good day. and when today is a good day, when I should push the limit and when I shouldn't. And it seems like it's small, but the little things matter when you may have a big anxiety attack, or you want to say that anxiety is overwhelming you. I understand, because we put too much on our plate, and it takes time for that to understand it, and it takes time to figure it out. And I would rather know that before I have a kid, at least that part, because I don't want to be easily triggered. I don't want to be angered or upset at my past because my child has nothing to do with that, you know? So that was one thing. And then it also works in the aspect of relationships and friendships, which they both coexist. You want to be able to have an open space where you can communicate things. And typically, people are used to you in your 20s. And they're used to you when you didn't say much and you was just ready for a turn up or you was just ready for a vibe. They're ready for that. But now you're in a place where you're like, look, girl, mentally I've checked out and I can't be there. And I cannot be in a space where I'm not mentally there. And you need people around you that understand that. And you need people that reassure you that it's okay. And in my 30s, well, in my 30s, while I'm turning 30, but in this weird transition, this feeling of grace and understanding, you realize you want to be around people that understand you're being vulnerable and you're being open. And you're opening up your brain and your heart to your friends and your relationships and your family, and you're letting them know I'm not able to be the yes person and be there all the time. And you want people around you that give you that grace. I understand. Okay, girl, I get it. Today, I get it. Sometimes you have bad days. Today was a bad day. And I get it. Maybe you can't make it to this event because you've had a bad day. You need grace. And that's another thing that I did learn on this journey from my 20s, because I felt like I should have been around a lot of people. And I thought maybe if I extend grace, grace will be given back to me. And it's awkward because I don't know how to ask for grace, but I know how to say I need some time, so you want that grace. And you think because all those people are around you, they're going to give you that, and they're not. You think that a lot of people would understand it, but they don't. And those are like, I got three things that I've learned in my 20s, and that's like number two. The three things I've learned in my 20s. And number three is when you, we always hear this all the time, but when you love on you, everything comes in full fold. Things go left when you do not love on you, period. That's it. I would slip in and out of growing and being in this growth spirit and this growth spurt where I'm like changing. And as you should change, right? A caterpillar cannot become a butterfly without going through those stages. And so it's like you're changing and you're in elements where people are still the same. And you can't do that. So you have to be like, it's time to grow. It's time to be a better me, mentally and emotionally. Because usually, girl, I would have cut you off and cussed you out. But this time, I'm going to communicate an issue, you know? And you want that around you. You deserve grace, and we deserve grace. We deserve the understanding of messing up. And when life goes left, allowing it to go left, and then breathing in and inhaling, exhaling when it does go left, and understanding that grace on yourself. Loving on yourself is giving yourself grace, the grace that nobody else will give you. You can't expect anybody to give you an explanation. You can't expect anyone to talk to you, open up to you, understand you. You can't expect it because it's not going to happen all the time. And everyone is not a open spirit where they're ready to understand what you're going through. And that's okay. But when you give yourself that grace, you stop looking from it from everybody else. And you stop looking for gratitude and someone to push you up and hype you up because you can do it yourself. And it was tough to learn it because when you go from being a person that never opened up, that was not a person that liked to speak to people, I barely even talked to people. I would suck my thumb, you guys. Hidden fact, I did. I used to suck my thumb. I would suck my thumb and not talk to anybody. And it was a safe space for me, but it wasn't an okay space. So it made it awkward when I was around people. And people now will say, "Oh my gosh, I can't see you as this person." But it's true. I just had this weird social anxiety that is unexplainable. And I wasn't an open spirit. I wasn't an open communicator. And I also felt as if I did open up, it could be technically in our black homes disrespectful. You're just speaking up on how something bothers you, but in our homes, it's disrespectful. And it's not okay, and it hurts, and it sucks. But when you go through understanding, it's okay for you to understand what you're feeling and express yourself. You may get around people who are not ready for that as well. They're not ready for you to be honest. So they make you feel bad. They make you feel like you're not doing enough because you're saying, look, I can't do this today. Even though I've been there for a million things, I can't do it. They're just looking at it like you just can't be there. Not, she took some time to open up and express herself. So you need to be around people who understand that. You deserve people who love you for you and not who you mask. And a lot of times, a lot of us mask who we are to fit into rooms that are too small for us in the first place. My head hurt because I'm in this small space. It's too small for you. And it's the most unhumble but humble thing to say. But it's something that you should understand. And when things are off, vibes are off, energies are off, everything is off, that's not a space for you. And it's too small of a space for you. And while you're growing, it's going to be weird. You're going to lose a lot of people that was used to the old you and not the new you that is growing and evolving. And that's okay. Those spaces was too small for you in the first place. You just didn't have the mental growth to understand it at that time. And that's what I felt like I was going through in my 20s. Like, but what scared me the most about leaving my 20s was repeating my 20s. Like, what if I do this again? What if I mess up again? And I'm like, at the same time, it's like, it's okay. And I was scared to let go of the little girl in me that keeps fighting on. Sometimes you have to say goodbye, but this time I had to say goodbye to the younger me that still thrives within me. She's still inside of me that gets upset sometimes of things that shouldn't be. deserving. She's easily triggered, and sometimes you have to let her go. Sit on the side. Okay, MJ, chill. And welcome in the new evolved you. And that's what's a blessing. That's my biggest blessing in my 20s. And that's the biggest thing that I was scared about. And I'm still scared. I'm still scared. But I am happy. I had a burp, y'all. Excuse me. I am happy that it's growing pains in a good way. And that I'm no longer mad at myself for doing what's best for me. It may not be what's best for you, but it's what's best for me. I love you so much. I love you down. But I can't do that because this is what's best for me. Speaking up for me is the best thing ever because I never could. And people think it now. They're like, oh my gosh, MJ, there's no way you do not speak up or you was never that child. There is a way. And I was never that child to speak up. And I was never that child that I wasn't disrespectful at all. I just took some time to figure that out. And once you figure that out, it's like, no ma'am. It's a no-go. We can't ever, ever, ever give up on us. And what people portray, what people think, what people say, it's not on us. What our families say, that's not on us. What people in our past have said, friends, old friends, and old family, that's not on us. And that's not our weight to carry. Your perspective during that time is your perspective. And how you feel during that time is how you feel. That has nothing to do with me right now. In this moment, right here where I'm at, I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to bring it up anymore. I don't want to over-explain anymore because I don't have to. What's the point, right? And, okay. Let's get in. This is my last question before I do the devil's advocate. And this is funny as hell. Any funny or deep birthday reflection moments? Oh my goodness. The deep reflection moments, let's get in. Okay, I'm gonna do like my top 3. Let's do my top 3 reflective moments. I'm gonna do 18, 21, and now. No, I'm just playing. 21, and I'll do the one where all my friends came. I believe that was 25, 26. So the deep reflective moment number 1, 18. You guys, this was a time where I absolutely was trying to be grown, and I wasn't grown at all. 18, you couldn't tell me anything. You couldn't tell me that I was not grown. And that's how I was acting. And that was like the first moment that I actually got lit to the point where I passed out and I knew that I would never drink vodka again. Okay? 25. All right. 21 and then 25 and then I'm about to be 30. So 21, I planned this trip to New York City and all my friends at the time went MIA. I booked the hotel, I booked everything, and all my friends went MIA except for my best friend, who is my best friend to this day. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, oh my gosh, I booked this hotel and I drove here and I can't do anything. I can't even, if I get this room, what we going to? Like, what we going to? It's just 2 of us. And we ended up driving to Yonkers and staying at my best friend's dad's house. and taking the train all the way to Brooklyn. And you guys, when I tell you, I had literally the best time of my life. We were going to Henny Palooza, which is Duce Palooza now, and we drunk the whole way on the train. By the time we got to Brooklyn, it was like a 20-minute walk. We were drunk as shit. I lost my whole brain. By the time we got there, it was so packed that people got between us, and I don't know where I got. I ended up losing myself, and my best friend created this like search squad. Made friends on the way, like, hey, can you help me find my friend? Can you help me find my friend? She ended up finding me, y'all. I was in security, drunk as hell, trying to get some type of water in me, and we ended up having a great time. Like, it was terrible because all my friends didn't come, but you realize you only need someone solid in this moment. You only need someone that will never turn their back on you, would never frown on you on the ups and the downs, the things that you talk about. It's uncomfortable, but you have that one close best friend that holds you down. And she's still my best friend to this day. I don't think I could live my life without her. And then 25, you guys, I cannot believe that I had family and friends here. My sister came from New York. My cousins came. It was over 20 people in our house, 15 to 20 people in our house. And my good sis Abby thought it was a great idea to try mushrooms. And let me tell y'all, the mushrooms, terrible. The mushrooms literally had me crying the whole time. And I couldn't stop crying. And I couldn't even understand why I was crying. I just had high anxiety from mad people in the house. But everybody was amazing. Nobody was giving me bad vibes. It was just too many questions, and it was my first time trying it. Oh, I can't forget the year we all went to New Orleans. That was a great vibe too. It's so many. My birthday, since 21, where my friends didn't come, all the way up, it's been amazing. Like, my friends are literally the best friends ever. And that's one thing I did learn. My best friend, she taught me that, the true definition of friendships. And ever since her, because I didn't have too many friends. And ever since her, I was just like, I need all my friends to be not like her, but just a sisterhood and a bond where we just don't give up on each other. And those are the most iconic. Besides COVID, we went to New Orleans and everybody flew in too. It's so many, but all my friends are like beautiful. They're amazing. And my birthdays have taught me that even if they can't make it to your birthday necessarily, you just have to be grateful for having people around you who genuinely love you, who just care to make sure you're okay. And there's nothing that I can take away from that with being in my 30s and with me having the best 20s and having some crazy birthdays. Every single time I could say, I'm blessed. And I'm just like overwhelmed with joy, with having people around me that care about me, that love me, no matter what. I'm not perfect. So to have me as a friend is one thing, it's ups and downs, but to have me as a sister, you have me forever. So, oh my gosh, I ain't trying to be a crybaby. But my birthdays have been something that have taught me real sisterhood, real family, and real safe spaces. Ugh. I don't do crying. I don't do crying. I cannot believe I'm about to be 30. But I successfully lived my 20s through. I did. I've turned up. I've went out, got drunk. I've got tats. I've got piercings. I've done the ups and the downs. I've moved to Georgia and I've ended it in my 30s. I mean, my 20s here, which is what I planned. And it works. It works. And last but not least, my 5-year goal before when I turn 25. That's a good one. When I turn 25, I'm not going to do a devil's advocate today because there is no devil's advocate when you're turning 30. But when I moved, I did a honest and open 5-year goal. I didn't get too specific. I just let God write that pen out on that paper and buried it in New York. But my first year, I just knew I was going to move. That was it. I wrote down that I was just going to move to Georgia. That was it. And figure it out. That's it. Second year, by the time I figured it out in that first year, I should know a couple photographers and my lane at that time with modeling and where I'm going to live and what I'm going to do. Because I came here with my dog, Magic, rest in paradise, my suitcase, and $100 and some dollars, $200 in my name. So, hopes and dreams. So I knew that the second year I was going to have something figured out. And the third year was I'm going to understand what God has planned for me. And I wanted to, the third one was to just stay in it and understand what God had planned for me. And whatever it was going to go. Fourth year, I should know if I want to do modeling or whatever that God had planned for me in the year before. I'm going to push it. I'm going to go with it, with the ups and the downs. And then that fifth year, the 30, I would move in grace. And that I was going to move in a spiritual enlightenment with God and understand how everything that we think we have planned is not the plan. So when I get to my 30s, which is in 2 days, I will mentally understand me and spiritually get closer to God and what He has planned for me, So that is it. And that's what I have. And that's what I got going on. My 30s is going to be a new chapter to this Junnie BJ book. It's going to be something unrealistic, something unbelievable. And so I want to make sure you live your life to the fullest and unapologetically understand who you are. Love who you are, embrace who you are. It's only one, unless you're a twin. And it's still only one of you. So love who you are and embrace who you are. And while you're doing that, tune in to Junnie BMJ. Tune in to what we have coming up next on 101 TKO Radio. Listen, it's my time. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I appreciate you for tapping in. And I want you to love on you with your whole mind, body, and spirit. Open your heart to be open. Open your brain to be open. And open your spirit to be open to new things. And tune in with me every single Monday, y'all. Every Monday at 7 p.m. Right here on 101 TKO Radio. The coolest corner on the 101 TKO Radio's neighborhood. Tune in and tap in with your girl. Peace.